Most wealthy individuals didn't get to where they are because they possess some top secret, highly complex Wall Street investment algorithm, and they certainly aren't mathematical geniuses who can predict the future. The reality is, they execute 6 incredibly specific financial principles with radical consistency, habits that seem almost too simple to actually matter. Imagine you run yourself a hot bath to relax after a brutal day at work. You turn on the taps, step away to grab a drink, and when you finally walk back in, the tub is completely empty. You forgot to put the plug in. That exact dynamic plays out when you pour your hard-earned money into stock market investments while simultaneously carrying high-interest consumer debt. You are frantically trying to fill the bath and draining it at the exact same time. The average person treats debt like the ultimate financial evil. But if you look at the raw data from the Federal Reserve, the top 10% of American households by net worth actually hold significantly more absolute debt than the median household. This chart shows the critical difference in how that debt is categorized. Things like maxed out credit cards or personal loans are anchors because their interest rates often sit well above 8%. They actively drag your net worth straight to the bottom of the ocean. Wealthy individuals, on the other hand, use low-cost leverage, like a strategic mortgage or an asset-backed line of credit. This is a lever. It frees up liquid capital, allowing them to invest in assets that earn double or triple the cost of the debt itself. Write down every single piece of debt you owe and its exact interest rate. If that number is above 8%, attack it aggressively. Destroy the highest interest rate first and plug the drain entirely before you deploy capital into the markets. None of this works if you don't actually know your numbers. Studies show that the average American underestimates their monthly discretionary spending by a massive 20 to 25%. Think of it like driving a high-performance sports car down a dark highway with a completely foggy windshield. Wealthy people refuse to drive blind. They treat their personal capital exactly how a successful business treats its corporate balance sheet. To fix the blind spots, divide your incoming capital into 3 distinct buckets. The fundamentals, for your non-negotiables like rent and groceries, the fun, for guilt-free spending, and the future, money automatically deployed to build your portfolio. You cannot manage what you do not measure. Until you track every cent and eliminate the forgotten subscriptions and micro-purchases leaking out of your accounts, you won't have the spare capital to build an empire. This graph illustrates a nightmare scenario. The stock market suddenly crashes by 30%. Your portfolio drops by thousands of dollars in a single afternoon. The average retail investor panics, sells at a massive loss, and exits the market entirely. Rich people do nothing, not because of superhuman bravery, but because they have a spare tire. If you get a flat on the freeway and have a spare in the trunk, it's a minor inconvenience. Without it, that minor puncture strands you on the side of the road. A cash buffer is the spare tire for your investments. Wealthy individuals maintain 3 to 6 months of total living expenses in a completely separate, highly liquid account. When life goes sideways, that buffer ensures you are never forced to liquidate your long-term stocks at rock-bottom prices just to cover your rent. It protects your peace of mind and keeps your offensive capital in the game. Society has conditioned us to expect that massive wealth is the result of a single lightning strike moment, getting lucky on a volatile crypto coin, or perfectly timing a viral stock. The reality is disappointingly boring. Real wealth comes from radical consistency, and consistency equals compounding. It is exactly like pushing a small snowball down a massive mountain. Eventually, it accumulates so much snow on its own sheer momentum that it transforms into an unstoppable avalanche. Warren Buffett started investing when he was just 11 years old, making him the ultimate case study for radical consistency over a long time horizon. This timeline graph shows Buffett's net worth mapped out over his life. It reveals a highly counterintuitive fact. Roughly 97% of his multi-billion-dollar fortune was built strictly after his 65th birthday. His financial snowball simply had enough uninterrupted time to become unstoppable. True investing skill isn't tinkering with your allocations, checking apps daily, or reacting to the news. It is having the discipline to set up an automatic transfer to a low-cost index fund every single month, and then doing absolutely nothing else. Even if you execute all of that perfectly, there is a hidden system eroding your returns. Data shows some of the wealthiest individuals in America pay an effective tax rate of just 3 to 8%, while the average middle-class worker pays closer to 25%. This disparity is not achieved by hiding cash offshore or illegally evading the IRS. It happens because they actually read the instruction manual and utilized the legal shortcuts written clearly in the rulebook. Standard income loses volume to taxes, but routing capital through legal shelters like a Roth IRA or 401k ensures it compounds tax-free. Furthermore, maxing out your employer match gives you a guaranteed 100% return before your money even hits the market. Building wealth requires learning the legal tax wrappers available in your country so you can actively protect your growing snowball from systemic government erosion. The truly wealthy aren't blindly chasing more forever. Most people, however, get trapped on the financial treadmill. Harvard Business Review data shows that regardless of how much money someone makes, they consistently believe they need exactly 2 to 3 times their current income to finally be happy. When you use money to fill an emotional gap, the dopamine hit is incredibly fleeting. You spend $1,000 on a brand new smartphone, and for about a single week, you feel a massive rush. But within a month, the novelty completely vanishes, and you're already searching for the next upgrade. Before you invest another dollar, look in the mirror and explicitly define what you genuinely want this money to buy you. Is it freedom? Is it absolute security? Or uninterrupted time with loved ones? Let that raw answer drive every calculated financial decision you make. If you do not define a specific purpose and an endpoint for your wealth, you will spend your entire life feeling completely broke, no matter how many zeros are sitting in your bank account.